Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, you're having an amazing day whenever you're watching. I'm sick right now, so if my voice sounds off, that's why. So, this Pokemon Sapphire playthrough I recorded back in October and November of 2025, and just like my Fire Red playthrough from 2 weeks ago, I forgot I had it already recorded just sitting on my files. So, better late than ever. I just wanted to share this with you guys because this is my first Sapphire casual playthrough on the channel, and I have been using this Sapphire cartridge for shiny hunts. And I did use it to perform the Ruby and Sapphire Battle Tower glitch to get exclusive items from enemy Pokemon. But now that I have started my Pokemon Sapphire badge quest 2 weeks ago, I had reset over this file that I'm showing you guys right now. So I thought it'd be perfect to just share it and show you guys what I did during my initial playthrough. I recorded mainly just gym battles, important rival battles, and one Team Aqua a boss battle because I don't think that the rest of the boss battles for Team Aqua are that noteworthy. The enemy team is really undercooked. I think at most he just has 3 Pokemon, Archie, and his team, it really just isn't interesting at all. He really could have used more water types on his team, or just more Pokemon in general, so it made those battles really boring to even include. And the only reason I included the Wally fight, even though he has similar issues to Archie, is because, it's Wally. I just threw him a bone. He'll more than make up for it later on in the video. But for this playthrough, it was just casual, so I did trade over my Pokemon to my other games while playing through. And at this point that you're seeing right now, I'm pretty sure I added a Doduo to my team on a whim because I got it through trading with my Ruby file. I think I was trying to get a version exclusive Pokemon, and I just ended up with a trade fodder Doduo, and I thought it'd be interesting just to include it onto my team. But I don't use it until later on when it's actually usable, because with the level caps it might disobey me because, again, it's a traded Pokemon. And since I did trade my team members back and forth throughout this playthrough to other files, I taught them some nice moves, like my Grovyle, for example. I taught it Thunder Punch as a Trico very early on, and I gave it Giga Drain, just because, those are moves you don't get to see often in the early game, albeit they are pretty strong for the early game. But since it was casual, I just wanted to have fun and use what I wanted. And same with my Lombre. I decided to teach it Icy Wind just for fun, because it doesn't get many good attacking moves for its level up learn set, and all of its good moves are just TMs and HMs. So I decided to also throw my Lombre a bone and give it Icy Wind. And I also evolved it pretty early on in my journey, I think around badge 5, because you don't really get access to a water stone until very late game, and I wanted to use a Ludicolo much earlier. So I evolved it early, I taught it Surf, I gave it Giga Drain, and eventually other good moves. With my Hariyama, I think as a Makuhita, I taught it, I want to say Rock Tomb, or it could have been a Rock Slide. But eventually, my Hariyama mainly just became a like half HM slave with strength and rock smash, and then its other two attacking moves were Rock Slide, and then whatever powerful fighting type move it had at the time, like Revenge, and then eventually Brick Break. I didn't really get to use my Dodrio much in this playthrough, well, at least not for the important battles, but for regular trainers, I used it a lot. But I just like Dodrio a lot, and you don't really get to use one early on in the Hoenn region, so I thought it'd be fun to use it. It's definitely a breath of fresh air from many of the available flying types in the Hoenn region early game. I didn't want to use Pelipper because I already had a water type, and I didn't want to use a Swellow because I just don't like Swellow that much. It just seems underwhelming to me, even though I know it has Guts and Facade. Skarmory I had already used for my Emerald playthrough, and Tropius I used for my, I think, Ruby playthrough. But eventually I added a Numel, which became a Camerupt later on, and I didn't really change its moveset at all. Because I didn't find myself using it often, but when I did, it was just Rock Slide and Overheat. So I really didn't need to change anything because all it needs, it learns by level up and the one TM from Flannery. And I did need a dive user eventually, so I thought ahead and I caught a Carvana that evolved into Sharpedo pretty fast. Same with Sharpedo, just like Camerupt. I didn't end up using it much, but all the moves that it needed pretty much learned by level up, like Crunch and Slash, but most of its moves were eventually replaced with the water HMs. But that was my team, and I had a lot of fun just playing through this game casually. Growing up, I never got to play Ruby and Sapphire. I actually ended up playing Emerald first in middle school because one of my friends, she knew I liked Pokemon, and I guess her older brother never touched Emerald, so she thought to give me his Emerald cartridge. And looking back on that interaction, if I was her big brother, I would have been pretty devastated, but I'm glad she gave it to me. Yeah, Emerald was my first Hoenn experience, and I'm glad it was. But playing through Ruby and Sapphire, it just felt cozy because it was more of a watered down Emerald, and who doesn't love playing through the Hoenn region? But right here with this Archie boss fight, you can really tell how underwhelming his team is. A Mightyena, Crobat, and then Sharpedo. Like, they could have gave him any other water types or any more variety of Pokemon that are also dark or water or flying, to contrast the ground types of Archie and his land theme. But no, it was just 3 Pokemon, and for a boss battle too, it was just underwhelming. Here with Kyogre, I was planning on catching it, but at this point in the game, I realized I forgot to pick up the Master Ball. So I decided to just take it out, and I was a bit underleveled for this point in the game, so I decided to just kill it. I'm pretty sure it does respawn, but I have no interest in a lot of legendary Pokemon, so I wouldn't want to catch it besides filling out my living dex. And I don't like shiny hunting legendaries just because I don't like using them. Personally, I think legendaries are just boring. Like, they just feel like a cheap cop out to use. But that's just me personally, so yeah, I just don't like them in general. There are a couple exceptions, like Registeel. I love Registeel. Also the Lottie twins and Suicune. But besides that, I don't like legendaries. And here in this Juan fight, I mean, not Juan, the Wallace fight, it was a sweep. My Sceptile just ran through his team pretty easily. And this Wally fight right here is one of my favorite fights in the game just because of how varied his team is. I like fighting NPCs that have variety because it really keeps you on your toes and it's more exciting than fighting monotype gym leaders. Um, I know a lot of people don't like Wally in general. I don't know why. I think he's very underappreciated, but Wally is he's like an underdog, and if you've read the Pokemon Adventures manga, you would know why Wally is awesome. He just overcomes so much and he grows exponentially as a person and character. It's just, he's amazing. Wally is my favorite character from the Hoenn region, like ever. Steven is a close second. But yeah, Wally, he's fun to always battle in the Victory Road, no matter what version. And now that we're at the league, I decided to really grind levels before entering it, and I traded over some held items for my team members because, again, this is a casual playthrough, and I wanted to have a lot of fun when experiencing Sapphire for probably like the third or second time ever in my life. But I did end up giving my Sceptile the Miracle Seed to boost Leaf Blade and Giga Drain. I gave Ludicolo the leftovers because she's already pretty tanky with her typing, and then Hariyama the Choice Band because Hariyama is so tanky as well, and they just hit super hard, so it's a fun combo. I gave my Dodrio the Sharp Beak because Aerial Ace never misses, and I can stall out with Fly, so the Sharp Beak just boosts the flying type moves. And I was contemplating on giving my Dodrio a Choice Band as well, but that wouldn't be fun just choice banding and sweeping the whole league, so I decided to tone it down just a little. Camerupt, I didn't train Camerupt as much as my other members, but I still did get it up to at least 50, and I gave it the Charcoal for the super strong overheat. And my Sharpedo, just like Camerupt, I kept it to around level 50, also one of my weaker members, but I did give it the Mystic Water for those powerful HM water moves. I didn't have much trouble at all with Sydney because Hariyama and its Choice Band. Phoebe really wasn't much of an issue. It was just her pressure, stalling, and healing that kind of made the battle a bit tedious, but nothing we couldn't overcome. And unlike my Emerald playthrough, I made sure to bring revives so I wouldn't have to wipe on my first league experience. So for this Sapphire playthrough, I beat the league in one go. So I think I kind of redeemed myself for my Emerald playthrough. That was one of my more embarrassing league runs with all the healing in the first wipe. But yeah, Glacia, she was also no trouble at all. Again, Hariyama with Choice Band is just a deadly combo. And I just really like Hariyama a lot. I wish I would be interested in shiny hunting it though, because while I do like shiny hunting, it's just a shame that Hariyama has one of the weirdest shinies. Its color scheme doesn't match, at least not for me. Like, I think it's kind of weird looking. So if it had a cooler shiny, I would shiny hunt it, but as of right now, it's not on my radar. But I still love Hariyama a lot. It's one of my top 5 favorite Hoenn Pokemon. Here in the Drake fight, it was similar to my previous Elite Four member battles. Mainly just one Pokemon on my team was taking care of everything, mainly because of the type advantages. But albeit dragon types, they're pretty easy to handle with Ice Beam, especially if those dragon types are ×4 weak to ice, like Altaria, Salamence and Flygon. If anything, Shelgon was more tedious to take down because of Protect. But yeah, no problems with Drake at all. He was pretty straightforward. And here in the Steven fight, this is very interesting because since my first Hoenn experience was with Emerald, I always saw Wallace as a pretty good champion because water types are pretty tanky as well, just like steel types. So I never understood the Wallace dislike in the Pokemon community. But seeing Steven in the champions room, it is kind of weird for me because I see him more as a post-game boss like an Emerald. I don't dislike Steven. He's like my second favorite character from Hoenn, but I see him as something above a champion, so it's just weird seeing him in this room. But yeah, he was no trouble at all. Everything was taken out in like 2 or 3 hits because of type advantages. But yeah, that was my Sapphire experience. I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to show you guys my badge quest that I started on my new Sapphire save file. I'm still shiny hunting Snorlax too. I just reached around 13,000 soft resets. Still nothing. This is looking to be one of my longer hunts, but it's okay. I know I'll get it eventually. I just have to keep trying. Also, look forward to a new Nuzlocke video tomorrow on Saturday, and I will share my Frontier experience on Sunday. That's pretty much all I have to share with you guys. I had a lot of fun in this playthrough, and again, I'm sorry it took so long to share it with you guys. I did record this like more than half a year ago. But with that out the way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and look forward to more uploads later this weekend. Again, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.